Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today, it's the Astros versus the San Francisco Giants. Good afternoon, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays for the deciding game of this three-game series. Giants have won some convincing victories against the Astros, but the Astros can take the series with a win today, JD.
And this afternoon, we have Brian Mueller taking the mound for the Astros against Joe Martinez, who will be making his first major league start. Martinez hit in the head with a comebacker back in April, spent a long time on the disabled list. Youngster, 26 years of age. As you look at his minor league numbers, Brian Mueller, a good one last time out against the Cardinals. He's 7-6 with a 4.99 earned run average.
Giants drubbed the Astros 8-1 last night. Now the Astros try a bounce-back game. A day game for these young fans, hoping the Houston Bats can get started. And we'll see it in just a moment. Brought to you by Bud Select, by the Ford F-150, by Jack in the Box, and by the Progressive Insurance Group. A rolling view of Minute Maid Park inside with the air conditioning pumping. It is the deciding game of this series and the final game of the season series. The Giants lead it 3-2, and they have really won their three decisively over the Astros, but the Astros hope that they can gain a split. They have an off day tomorrow. They will welcome the Milwaukee Brewers over the weekend. They're trying to get back to 500 today. Ed Romero submitting the lineup card to the umpiring crew for an Astros club which has lost 8 of 11, stands 53-54, 5 games back of the leaders in the NL Central and tied with Milwaukee for third place. There is Mike Riley, the crew chief, facing the camera there. Chuck Merriweather, as you see, the guy on the left with the ball bag will be the home plate umpire. It'll be Laz Diaz at first and Eric Cooper at second. And the Giants have just this 3-game road trip. They go right back home. They have played really well over the years here at Minute Maid Park. They're 41-24 here since it opened in 2000. But they have lost their last 3 road series. They've not been nearly as good On the road, as at home, they're 22-32 away from AT&T Park. They'll go back there to play Cincinnati in their next series. The Astros take the field, and here is the starting lineup for former Astros catcher Bruce Bochy for the Giants. And it is brought to you by AT&T. Eugenio Velez is the leadoff man and left fielder. He's had a big series. Randy Wynn follows him in right field. It's Freddie Sanchez batting third today at second base. Pablo Sandoval is the cleanup man with Benji Molina resting. Sandoval at third base with Ryan Garco in right field. Aaron Rowan in center. Edgar Renteria the shortstop. Eli Whiteside is the catcher today for Joe Martinez.
Brian Mueller 7-6 with a 4.99 ERA takes the hill. Last time out against the Cardinals, he pitched well, no decision. 6 2/3, 7 hits, 2 runs. The Astros lost that game late, 4-3. It has been a winning proposition for the Astros with Mueller on the hill this year. Defensively, a little bit of a different look in the outfield. Jason Michaels gets a start in center field, just the 8th time he's gotten the call to do that this year. Lee and Pence in left and right infield of Keppinger, Tejada, Matsui, and Blum. And Pudge does the catching.
Dave Clark coaching third base for the Astros, and right now in the dugout is wearing a microphone for us. This is our Sounds of the Game on a Wednesday home game. So Dave will be commenting into that microphone, and we'll be taping that and playing back some portions throughout the day on Sounds of Game. And hopefully he'll have a lot of banter with base runners there at third base. The Astros couldn't get much going last night as they lost it 8-1, JD.
Hopefully we hear him say, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Score easy, score easily.
Well, you talked about Mueller. The Astros are 10-8 in his 18 starts, so it has been a winning proposition for them to have him on the mound. He is personally 7-6 with a 4.99 ERA. In his career against the Giants, 1-1 despite an 8.88 earned run average for Brian Mueller.
And pitched against the Giants twice last year. Astros won both of those games. Brian had no decisions both times, allowed 3 runs in 5 innings in one start, and 4 runs in 5 1/3 in the other.
Speedy Eugenio Velez, 324, 1 homer, 8 runs batted in, has had a big series. 5 for 11 with an RBI for Velez. He had 2 hits in the opener Monday night, 3 more last night. And Velez carries an 11-game hitting streak. Looks at ball 1 in tight. Velez, a switch hitter, as a left-handed batter. He's hitting .346. He's had just 74 at-bats with the Giants this season. He's been in the minor leagues some of the time. He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Chuck, let's go.
Chuck Merriweather.
Poke a hole in that mask. You're 0 for 2. Let's go.
Muller's taking 2 shots at that inside corner. Set up right there. There's a strike. Cool.
I'm just kidding, Chuck.
Just trying to check his eye level, JD, and see what the faulty issue is here with Chuck Merriweather. Good mechanics. And he looks at that one, and Brian comes right back in. Brian usually does not have a problem with walks. He's walked 30 in 97 in a third innings. He has 82 major league wins under his belt. The Giants just a half game behind Colorado in the wild card race. That looked pretty good, and it's 3-2.
All right. Yeah. Pudge turning around, having a word. You know, there's a theory that tall umpires call high strikes and not the low ball. I don't know if it's true or not. But say that about the Timmy McClellan and Gary Darling, some of the taller guys.
Yeah.
And Chuck's a tall guy.
Well, that's it. Oh, it's strike 3. Well, the outside corner. Didn't get a call inside, and Velez is caught looking.
Velez must be working on his taking today. Yeah, it's like he forgot he had a bat in his hands, an entire at bat.
He did not swing it.
He was keyholing.
Well, they changed the location. They caught him looking. That's out number 1. As Brian Mueller and Pudge Rodriguez made the adjustment. Randy Wynn, with a .367 career average against Houston, has a .268 mark against the National League and American League this year. That's strike 1 to him. Fastball right in there. Wynn is checking in with 2 homers and 42 runs batted in for the season. And he's got great career numbers against Mueller. .556 average, 15 for 27. very late on that breaking ball. And it's 0-2 for Wynn.
Well, fastballs until this breaking pitch.
Wynn got 2 hits and a walk last night. 2 for 7 in the series. That's right there, and strike 3. 2 called third strikes to open the game for Brian Moeller.
Wow, it's almost like the Giants have come up here with this game plan that, boy, he's going to nibble. He's not going to throw the ball over. I mean, this is a pitch right down the middle. Randy Wynn just caught looking. Timing off. Didn't get it started soon enough. By the time he gets that front foot down and the hands back, the ball's already on him. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Last night they banged out 16 hits and scored 8 runs. They left 11 on base. Freddie Sanchez is swinging. They strike 1 to Sanchez. 3-game hitting streak for Freddie. .296 average. He is 11 for 19 in his career against Moeller. That pitch dips down and it's a 1-ball 1-strike count. Sanchez, having been traded from the Pirates to the Giants, is at .296 for the season. He's had 368 at bats. Homered last night. That goes into left field. Sanchez aboard with a 4-game hitting streak, and it's Pablo Sandoval coming up.
Fox Sports Houston has a Twitter page. And there you will expand your sporting network. It's twitter.com/FS Houston. I invite you to play along. Pablo Sandoval has this little ritual where he walks out in front of home plate and does a little tap dance in the dirt, marking his territory.
Well, his territory goes all the way out there, huh?
Yeah.
330. 17 homers, 65 runs batted in. He has really mastered that territory.
In the top 10 in the National League in on-base plus slugging, one real legitimate threat in this Giant lineup. It's a team that's where they are because of their outstanding pitching, especially the starting pitching.
He's had a big series, going 5 for 8. Homered last night. Rolls foul. It's 1-1. So he's the cleanup man today without Benji Molina in the lineup. And Sandoval is 6th in the league in hits. He's 7th in slugging, having a terrific year. And in batting average, right there behind Hanley Ramirez in 2nd place. Pablo Sandoval made his major league debut here last August 14th. He's from Venezuela. That's a fly ball to center, and Jason Michaels off his glove. He leaves it behind him. Here's Freddie Sanchez. Stop sign at third from Tim Flannery. Michaels lunging for it, got leather on it, couldn't hold it. Sandoval winds up at second.
A sinking line drive, and the difference between Jason Michaels and Michael Bourne out there, not only speed, but Michael plays a shallower center field. Although Sandoval up and a man on first base, you're inclined to play a little deeper. You want to take away a double that would drive in that run. You'll see the break here. It's a good enough jump. Just can't quite secure the ball on that sinking line drive. So, rule to hit, but Jason would tell you, I probably should have had that ball. Yeah, he's a little upset with himself. First chance of the day.
Right off the fingertips of that glove. Now former Indian Ryan Garco comes up, 2 men in scoring position. Garco takes. There's strike 1 to him. Garco 227 with 1 RBI after being traded, and this series he's 3 for 6 with an RBI. He's also been hit by pitches twice in the first 2 games. It's a 1-1 count. This is the 3rd straight game of this series. The Giants have come up in the first inning, and the first 2 guys have made outs, and then the next 3 guys did some damage. It was 3 straight hits Monday night, and a walk, an RBI double last night. Now a single and a double. That's rocked to center field. Jason Michaels back on this one, and way back for the catch.
Redemption.
And he flips it up to a fan at the 5-7 grill. A little dessert for lunch from Jason Michaels. It's no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left for the Giants. Astros up in a moment. Cooper's Astros, brought to you by AT&T. Michael Bourne is out today with a sore groin. It's Kazuo Matsui leading it off at second base. Jeff Keppinger at third base. Hunter Pence right field. Carlos Lee left field. Miguel Tejada shortstop. Jeff Blum first base. Clint Rodriguez catcher. Jason Michael center field. Brian Moeller pitcher.
Joe Martinez, 26 years of age, 12th round pick in 05 out of Boston College. Good career as a minor leaguer. First game since being ahead of the comebacker. First major league start for Martinez. It was a couple times out of the pen at the start of the year. And in that second game, he took a comebacker right off the coconut. Concussion, some small fractures of the skull. A long rehab. And back on a big league mound. He's a sinker slider guy, not overpowering stuff. Throws a lot of strikes, keeps the ball down around the knees.
That one dipped, and it's a strike on Matsui, 1-2. Matsui's on a 3-game hitting streak. Martinez, 26. 2.49 ERA, Double-A Connecticut last year to win the ERA title of Double-A. Fouled away and worked his way back, as JD mentioned. This season, he had made the club out of spring training. Matsui, 253, 5 homers, 27 runs batted in, has 2 hits, including a homer. That was a big one in the first game. Now a line drive caught by Renteria. 1 out for Martinez.
Now the Giants, in support of Martinez, set up this way. Velez, Rowan, and Wynn, left, center, right. Infield, Pablo Sandoval's made 6 errors at third base. Edgar Renteria pretty reliable at short. Sanchez, Garco on the right side. That's pretty much brand new. And Eli Whiteside, the backup catcher, in there today.
Jeff Keppinger's 2 for 7 in this series. He looks at ball one. 268 for the season. 3 homers, 18 runs batted in. Keppinger had a pair of hits last night. The Astros were held to 6 hits in the game. It's a 1-1 count to Keppinger. Keppinger snapped an 0 for 15 streak when he singled in the 5th inning last night. Quite a story. Joe Martinez returning from a fractured skull. Renteria takes care of out number 2 for him. And it was just a vicious line drive hit by Mike Cameron of Milwaukee. Second major league appearance back in April.
Yeah, this is on him in no time. Tries to get the glove up there, cannot. Kind of like a prize fighter who takes one right on the button as he staggers. Tries to get back up. Mike Cameron just needing a little consoling as well. That's scary for the hitter. Not as much though as for the hitter or the pitcher. Pitcher's wife or parents or anybody who happens to be watching. And the fear and what you're concerned about is when a guy coming back from that injury is does he let it affect his delivery? Does he become a little gun shy out there? I played with a guy my very first year in the New York Penn League. Every time he threw the pitch, he threw his hands up in front of his face. He'd been whacked in college, and he just never could get over it. And he never made it out of A-ball either.
It's some kind of mental sturdiness to come back from that. Martinez is showing here. 2 balls and a strike. Martinez, a 12th round draft choice in 05 by the Giants. Breaking ball takes him to 2-2 on Hunter Pence, a 292 hitter with 13 homers. Hunter, when he bats in the 3rd spot, the Astros have a very good record of 14-7. Little crackbat roller. Renteria with a bare hand play, safe at first. 21st infield hit of the year for Hunter Pence.
That speed really helps make you slump proof. Even when you're not swinging it well, you can find a way to get on base with the speed. Slow roller with the broken bat to short. Renteria does everything right. Just has Hunter busting it down the line. Looks like it'll be a busy day for the infielders with Martinez getting that good sink on his fastball.
There's a board for Carlos Lee. Taking his lead. Lee adjusts the right batting glove. 312, 18 homers, 65 runs batted in, 4 for 7 with an RBI in this series. He's hitting 400 for the early at bats in August so far. His 4 extra base hits in 5 games. Taking all away, Lee looks at ball 1. Lee with 299 career homers. He's hit 5 homers and driven in 15 in his last 15 games. He's 8th in the league in hits with 124. Taking again. 2 balls, no strikes. He has shown no inclination whatsoever to swing those first 2.
Today's game plan just the opposite of the last match for the Astros hitters. Jonathan Sanchez, the lefty who worked up in the zone with the fastball, you try to get him down. Martinez, you try to get him to elevate.
Renteria goes out for this pop-up. And in the first, it's no runs, a hit. And a man left for the Astros. No score through 1.
Friday is the first 10,000 fans will receive a retro workout t-shirt courtesy of the Methodist Bone and Joint Center. And stick around after the game for Friday night fireworks presented by Marathon Oil Corporation, weather permitting. For information, visit Astros.com. And right now I am joined by Sean Bertani of the Houston Astros, who's going to remind us about what the Houston Astros did with the fire department and where we can go from there with these great hats.
Right. Back on July 10th, the Astros had an Adopt a Firehouse program. We had 9 players visit the firehouses that corresponded with their uniform number. And later that evening, they wore these very special, one-of-a-kind Astros Houston Fire Department baseball caps. And after the game, they autographed all these caps. I got Lance Berkman's right here, Carlos Lee, and Wandy Rodriguez. Just a couple of the examples of what's online right now. Fans can bid on these caps. They're one of a kind. And all the money goes to the Houston Firefighters Fund.
And of course, Lance Berkman went to Firehouse 17. Wandy went to 51. So they were out there. Now, for fans out here at the ballpark, like you said, you can go online and get them. But there's also some of the other ones that are actually available here at the ballpark.
Exactly. These 3, along with a bunch of others, are online at Astros.com. We've got some of the caps auctioning right now in park. Anybody coming to games this weekend, check out the auction by Astros Authentics. It's right behind home plate on the main concourse. We'll have about 4 hats out for auction for anybody that's coming to the game.
All right, and they are very nice looking hats. Again, one of a kind, guys, worn only that one time. So come on out, check it out, or go to Astros.com online, guys.
Thank you, Patty. Out number 1 was a ground ball by Aaron Rowan to third base. Jeff Keppinger with a good play to his left. Brian Moeller then getting Edgar Renteria for a fly ball to Hunter Pence. 2 outs. Now Eli Whiteside, the catcher. Whiteside hasn't played a lot. Molina is a guy who plays quite often at catcher, but Whiteside has done some good catching work. 224, no homers, 3 runs batted in. He's caught 3 shutouts in his 15 starts. One of those against the Astros, Ryan Sadowski, July 3rd in San Francisco. And there's strike 1 to him. Whiteside also caught the no-hitter for Jonathan Sanchez. He snapped an 0 for 15 on Sunday, going 1 for 3. 1 ball, 1 strike with pitcher Joe Martinez on deck. right side, 29 years old, from New Albany, Mississippi. He went to Delta State University. Spent 8 years in the minors. Little roller. Brian Moeller will take it himself. And Jeff Blum went for the ball. He needed only 6 pitches in the second inning to go 1-2-3 and keep this game scoreless. It's no score here, and they return to the mound of Joe Martinez. His last start was July 29th. It's Colorado Springs for AAA Fresno. In that one, he went 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs. Didn't walk anybody, and he's been in the minor leagues working his way back for some time now after being hit by that line drive way back on the 9th of April. He's the 7th different starting pitcher for the Giants this season. He had made their club as a starter and a swing man coming out of spring training. It's taken him a while to get back up on a major league mound, but he pitched a scoreless first inning. Here's Miguel Tejada, the hit leader in the National League with 139. Strike to Martinez.
Martinez living up to the scouting report so far. A lot of strikes, keeping the ball down. Good movement. See why the Giants like this kid. He's not going to light up the radar gun, but I think he's got a pretty good idea of what he's trying to do out there. Talk about the attributes of a good fastball: velocity, location, and movement. He might not have the velocity, but location and movement will be darn good.
Steers there. That makes it 1-2. Here's Bochy's club, 59 and 48. Third time this season the Astros have faced a starting pitcher. His first appearance against them, they are 12 and 10. It's surprising to some people.
And the Astros, people that follow the club think every time we face a guy for the first time, we don't do anything against him. And my hunch is every team feels that way, especially when it's a guy like Martinez, who's a rookie, or in this instance making his major league debut. Score 3 or 4 or 5 runs off, we don't remember, but if he gives you 7 innings of shutout ball, that one really stands out.
Hit to right center field. And there's Randy Wynn. 1 out. Well, just a few days ago in St. Louis, the Astros were playing the Cardinals. We heard some talk from the Cardinal people about, well, we don't hit well against guys we've never faced before. So it is pretty common. Jeff Blum playing first base again today. Lance Berkman not progressing the way he would like. Cecil Cooper said Lance will not be ready by this weekend. 265 for Jeff Blum, 6 homers, 35 runs batted in. Big home run in this series. Came off Matt Cain Monday night. Here's strike 1. He golfed an 0-2 curveball down low to get the Astros offense started. They trailed 2-0 before Blum hit that home run. back to win 4-3.
Clock at 93 miles an hour, so Martinez showing a little more velocity than advertised. The gun here tends to be a little quick.
2 balls and a strike. Martinez started out at Single A San Jose on 25th. Had 2 starts there, and moved up to AAA Fresno. 5 starts there. Line drive left field. Velez comes over. Rom is aboard with a single. Good opposite field approach for Jeff. He's been pulling a lot of balls lately, batting left-handed, but that time he stayed on it, and he got hit number 2 for the Astros.
It's a good approach against Martinez because he gets so much movement down and away. That looked to be like a backdoor slider, and he just carved into left field. Really, for the left-handed hitters against that sinker, that 2-seamer that's going to move down and away, going the other way is a real solid approach. Now you're up against what has been the bugaboo for the Astros all year long, the double play scenario. You got a ground ball pitcher, a slow base runner on first, and a guy who hits the ball on the ground a lot in the batter's box.
That's Rodriguez. Big strike 1. Pudge 248, 8 homers, 33 runs batted in. Martinez is ahead of him in the count, so that really limits the Astros' options to try to stay out of that double play by sending the runner. Pudge has bounced into 12 double plays.
And Pudge has been swinging and missing a lot lately too. He's been striking out a lot. So with Jeff not running well, sending the runners probably a fairly risky proposition too. So you just got to hang in there and hope something good happens. And again, the challenge for the hitter, at least early in the count, is try to get a ball up that you can elevate and get in the air. Once you get 2 strikes on you, you have to swing at anything close.
Well, that hang in there is kind of the Astros' mantra now. There's so many players who are injured. They're just trying to win today's game and then hope these guys can heal quickly. Cecil Cooper was asking today before the game, I wonder how many games our players have missed with injuries. So Sally Gutter got out the calculator and got his answer. There's a ball. There's 1 and 2. It's 400 and some. Pretty staggering number of games missed with Astros players on the disabled list.
My hunch is, though, it's probably not anywhere, but middle of the pack. I think every team probably has a similar scenario. I don't think the Astros have been more snake bit by injuries than any other club.
Probably not. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Total of 446 games, and that doesn't count Roy missing his start here and there. Which it does count Lance there. He's on the disabled list right now. The Astros have had 15 different players on the DL at one point or another during this season.
And a big chunk of that is Aaron Boone missing the whole season.
Yep.
You almost have to kind of throw that one out.
That's true. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But Aaron Boone is going to start his injury rehab assignment on Monday in the minor leagues. Darren Erstad started his last night. He went 1 for 4 for AA Corpus Christi at San Antonio. Had a double, scored a run. He played 5 innings in left field. He's scheduled to play again tonight. And he could be back by Friday night. But for Lance felt some pain when he tried to run. So that timetable is not going to allow him to return when he's eligible to return on Friday from the disabled list. And as far as the starting rotation, Cecil Cooper said today it'll be Bud Norris Friday against the Brewers. Saturday he's going to give Roy Oswalt more time. It'll be Mike Hampton more than likely Saturday, and more than likely Wandy Rodriguez Sunday. Wandy threw today. He threw a bullpen, not all out, about 75%, about 35 pitches. But Friday he's going to go all out with his normal bullpen, throw all of his normal pitches. And if things go well there, and he feels good now, then he'll be the starter Sunday. If not, it looks like it'll be Felipe Paulino Sunday. A lot of contingency plans this time of year for Cecil Cooper. Jason Michaels on deck. Out into left field. That loops in for a hit. Pudge got his bat through the zone. That pitch could have jammed him, but he singles, and it's first and second, and 1 out now.
And Martinez left that ball up. So instead of getting the ground ball, Pudge able to fist it into left field. It got in on him, but it's up. That's enough of it. The Astros in business here.
Jason Michaels coming up. He's hitting 193 with 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. He came in last night when Michael Bourne left with an injury. Michael grounded out in the 6th inning and he left after that. Michaels got an 8th inning at bat and struck out. In tight, ball 1. So Michael's getting a day off with that sore left groin today, and the scheduled day off tomorrow will allow him more recovery time. Hopefully be back in the lineup Friday. He's not missed many games. 2, I think. 1. Fly ball, left center field. Velez back, still running with his back to the infield. That thing's off the wall. Scoring blown. Pudge Rodriguez on his heels coming home. And it's a 2-run double for Jason Michaels. 9th double of the season. Michaels has 9 runs batted in now.
Big swing of the bat for Jason Michaels. Needed something good to happen. This is 8th start in center field this year. And that's a big swing of the bat. The Astros drawing first blood for the first time in this series. And we got Dave Clark wired up. Let's hear what Clarky has to say.
Get up! Come on, Bowler! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Get there! Right there! Baby.
So as soon as he finishes with Pudge, the right hand drops, the left hand throws up the stop sign for Jason Michaels.
Infielder's creeping in as Brian Moeller fouls it.
What did Mike have to say about that one?
Well, it's going to be fun today, Dave Waring-Mike. Now, Brian Moeller doesn't have a hit yet this year. He's 0 for 27. Corner infielders are in close. Middle infielders are back. So if he can advance Michaels to third, 1 out. We'd love to see him drive him in. There's a strike, 0-2, but he doesn't have a hit this year, so we'll see. The ball's 2 strikes. Matsui's on deck.
Can't go a season without a hit.
He's no Hank Aguirre or Bob Buell. Coming up later in our Dodge Grab Live feature, Brian Moeller tells us what he has on his iPod. Stay tuned for that.
What if he's got Doug Grokale? You don't have to call me darling.
We just saw that.
That's the neatest. That's the best feature that they do on the big screen here. Karaoke deal.
Very good.
It's very bad and very good at the same time. Singing is so bad it's hilarious. Give those guys credit.
Well, it just shows you the confidence it takes to be a professional athlete. Sometimes leads one astray into other fields.
You got to be willing to lay it on the line.
Yeah, they're not afraid to put it out there for public consumption. It's pretty interesting stuff. Moeller swings and misses at a breaking pitch. Strikeout number 1 for Martinez. Now Matsui. Matsui lined to shortstop in the first. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning coming up for Martinez. Last night, the Giants got a strong 7 innings from Jonathan Sanchez. He did not give up a run. Their bullpen is in good shape. Matt Cain went the distance and lost Monday night 4-3. Their relievers well rested. Their closer Brian Wilson has not had to pitch in this series. Temperature on deck. Strike to Matsui.
Jason Michaels now has more doubles than singles this year. 9th double. He's got 8 singles.
Martinez misses, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Astros have signed a pitcher, Roy Corcoran, to a minor league deal, and he's going to be reporting to Round Rock tomorrow. 11 of his 18 hits, extra bases. Corcoran had been designated for assignment by Seattle July 24th. Bowler and the second baseman Sanchez flips out of his glove, saved at first, and here's Michaels scoring. Jason Michaels hustles around from second to make it 3-0.
Good send, Dave Clark.
And Matsui beat out the roller, and he will get an RBI on the infield hit. The 8th run batted in.
Garco takes a moment to look at Laz Diaz for the call and then gets hung up. And that little bit of time it takes him to get positioned to make the throw cost him. Jason Michaels essentially stealing home there.
Yeah. Kept coming hard. He did not resume anything. Kept running hard. Gets a spotlight. Mickey Tejada. Dave Rigetti's gone after the mound. Very good work by Michaels here in the 2nd inning. Drove in 2 with a double. He scores the 3rd run in the inning.
This is a great look. You see Jason get his secondary lead, break hard. Sanchez makes a whale of a play. Garco first looks at Diaz, then gets hung up with Sanchez.
Another runner going, and Matsui steals second base. And the pitch to Keppinger. And that's his 12th stolen base of the year. He's throwing a spotlight over.
Whiteside, the catcher, has a real strong arm, but the throw just a little bit late. Good jump.
It's Matsui's 400th steal in combined service in Japanese baseball and Major League Baseball. Number 12 this year. Keppinger looks at that. Ball and strike. The Astros are 6 of 7 in stealing bases against the Giants this year.
Astros in pretty good shape here. Obviously very early, a lot of baseball to be played, but the Giants, I'm guessing, have not come from behind very often this year.
They don't have that big time offense. 2 balls and strike. So they have 18 comeback wins, but that's trailing at any point. It might be 1-0 in the 1st inning. Doesn't tell you a whole lot. Tight. 3-1. Their team is based on pitching. That's usually how they win. Their record when they score first in a game is 48-10. Balls and strike. Keppinger.
The difference between Martinez this inning and Martinez in the last inning is mostly arm angle. He's getting on top of the ball. He's getting good downward action on his 2-seamer in the first. This inning, he's flying open a little bit, and he's getting decent movement on that fastball, but it's not sinking much. It's just running, has run on it, and not moving down very much.
Keppinger with a roller shortstop, fielded by Renteria. Goes to Garco. It's a 33-pitch 2nd inning, and the Astros tag Martinez with 3 runs. So on 4 hits, it's 3-0 Houston after 2. Game will tell us more about how Jason Michaels scored that run. Here's Dave Clark at third base.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hucker, what's happening? All right. That's a nice hit. Like it, huh? Yeah. Good. RBI?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. RBI.
He didn't know he got an RBI in that infield hit. Thanks to Jason Michaels, he did. Good for Michaels, and Matsui got that in. Joe Martinez goes right, bats left. Smacks one to shortstop, juggled, and then drops. Tejada, hard hit ball, and Martinez is aboard. And there will have to be an error the 14th of the year for Tejada.
Good looking swing by Martinez.
Yes.
Clearly an error. And even if he gets it there after that initial bobble, he probably gets it.
Yes.
Have a long conversation with himself out there.
Velez is the batter.
It's good to be in Miggy's world. You're never alone. You just have somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Gregarious fellow. Very well liked. Velez struck out looking. He didn't swing the bat first time up. There's the appeal to third base. Check swing call by Mike Riley. Ball one to Velez. Swinging a pitch this time. Velez last year hit 262. He had 275 at bats for the Giants. And some more at AAA Fresno. Ball in the air on the infield. Tejada calling. Also
on Saturday, August 22nd, the Astros hosting Faith and Family Night here at the ballpark. Diamondbacks in town, a 6:05 game. Gates will open at 2 o'clock. You'll hear a testimony from an Astro player, and then a pregame concert by 9-time Dove Award-winning Christian group Mercy Me, pictured there. This concert requires a special voucher, so find out about that. Pick up your tickets at astros.com/faithandfamily.
We can vouch for you, but you still need that voucher. Randy Wynn struck out looking. Strike for Brian Moeller. Wynn last year hit 306 for the Giants. Killed in 64 runs. He had 183 hits last season. Good movement there, but that movement took it outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. We were talking earlier about Chuck Merriweather. He's a tall umpire. He does set up sometimes over the catcher, looks down on the pitch. And that body build has certainly a lot to do with umpire's setup and his view of the pitch. How much you can bend. 2-1.
It takes that coin longer to come down, too. Just kidding, Chuck.
Well, the umpires could have a challenge today in Los Angeles. Milwaukee and Dodgers playing tonight. That Prince Fielder situation. That's over Keppinger and up the left field line. A looping single for Wynn. He just dunked it in. Keppinger tried the over the shoulder catch. And now runners at first and second and 1 out for Sanchez.
Where's the justice?
He's off today. He'll be back with the Houston Chronicles.
He's covering the football team.
Yeah.
Jeff coming up just a little bit short. So Randy Wynn, who came into this game 15 out of 27 against Brian Moeller, it's more understandable if he's had a few of those. You tell you, now I own Brian. They're all line drives.
That one I wouldn't be boasting about, but it counts, and the hitters will tell you, hey, I need some of those. Freddie Sanchez singled through the left side in the first inning. He now is 12 for 20 against Brian, so the worm certainly is bound to turn on that. Fly ball right field line. Hunter Pence over and back out of play.
Now Brian Moeller should be sitting in the dugout right now in his mind. He's got ground ball to short, E6, and then a little looper off the bat of Wynn. Get the pitcher, the hitter to hit the ball that softly, you feel like you've done your job. He's still got to get 2 outs yet.
Yeah.
He's got the fat part of the order out.
This pitching thing can be very frustrating, as you well know, JB.
Doesn't always go according to plan.
That's a line drive, and that's a broken bat hit to right field. Hunter Pence charging, stop sign at third. The bases are loaded. Good throw to the plate. And Sanchez is 2 for 2. Now it's Sandoval, bases loaded, 1 out, and the Giants have the man they wanted to play.
This is a broken bat base hit, but good job by Freddie Sanchez shooting that pitch out away from him the other way. That's Sanchez's game. He uses the whole field. It really worked out well for him in Pittsburgh in that big ballpark, and likely San Francisco will be a real good fit for him too.
Now, boy, you're right. Muller's been making pitches. He's not getting outs, though. Some tough breaks going against him. Now he has a 3-0 lead, but the base is loaded facing Sandoval. A hot hand on this Giants club. Sandoval leads the club in several departments. But he's also a double play threat. Pitcher Martinez is on at third with Wynn at second, Sanchez at first. Sandoval is a pretty tough guy. He was playing a spring training game. Took a bad hop grounder at third base in his mouth. He was wearing braces. Lined over shortstop into left center field. 2 runs will score on this one. Sanchez heads for third. The throw into second base. Throw gets away, but it's backed up by Blum. And it's 3-2. Sandoval with a 2-run single. Gives him 67 runs batted in.
And that ball not hit all that sharply. Looks like he got in on him a little bit. No, maybe not. Still didn't really barrel it up, just fought it off. And probably trying to get a little sink there on that fastball, looking for a double play ball, and the ball stayed pretty straight on him.
Ryan Garco is the batter with runners at first and third and 1 out. Garco with a fly ball deep to center, caught by Michaels.
What are these Giants?
Scrappy.
Had hits in every inning last night, except for the 7th and 9th. Did they have 16, 17 hits?
They had 16 hits. Short of their season high. Chris Bochy was talking about the hitting today, hoping that continues. The Giants do seem to have the pitching to get them where they want to go. 2 balls, no strikes. They have the best ERA in the National League, but runs scored, they're 14th. And Rowan's on deck with a 2-0 count on Garco. Garco went to Stanford, where he hit .402 as a senior and set a school record with 92 runs batted in. He was a catcher then. Bouncer third, Keppinger, foul ball. And it's a good thing for the Astros. That ball was hit slowly, probably too slow to be a double play ball, and then if he had tried to throw home and get Sanchez, that was a difficult throwing angle for Keppinger.
Yeah, Garco would have been his only play at first. Sanchez was going to beat that play home. We would have had a tie ball game. So it's a little bit of a break for Brian here in this inning. Things have not really gone his way here in the Giant third.
Garco won the Johnny Bench Award in 2003. He's the top collegiate catcher in the nation.
Did Jason Castro win that award?
I think he did, yeah. 3 balls and a strike. By the way, Jason Castro is going to be going to Czechoslovakia for that international competition in September, and then apparently the plans are for him to go to the Arizona Fall League. He's going to be one busy guy in the next few months.
Jason Castro, the Astros' first-round pick last year.
Throw to second, the runner stops, gets in a rundown, he's tagged out. Now the throw to the plate, throw back to third, and safe there. Wow. The Astros really executing. They got Sandoval, but Sanchez didn't score. And when Pudge fired that ball to second, I wondered if that was going to cost them a run. But it's still a 3-2 lead.
Sandoval's intention was to stop and try to create a double steal situation. He got too close to second base and made it easy for Matsui to make a play on him. I don't think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to steal a base here, looking for a little contact at home plate. Sanchez tried to bail him out by coming down the line and drawing the throw, but he can't afford to get too frisky.
Now it's 3-2 to Garco. And that one in the air on the infield. So the Astros escape further damage. The Giants making a 1-run lead. Coming up with 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 error. A man left. 3-2 Houston. Brought to you by Geico and by the Ford F-150. Outside Texas Avenue, where it's hot. It is a 3-2 ball game inside. The Astros had a 3-0 lead. The Giants coming back with 2 in the top of the third, one of them unearned. Those youngsters seemingly unconcerned about the Giants' flurry of hits.
See, they'll be up there singing karaoke someday. Yeah, there's a good little.
Could be a little sugar high working on them. And that's ball 1 to Hunter Pence. He reached on an infield hit to shortstop in the first inning. The Cardinals are getting drubbed at New York in the early game today. It's 2 balls, no strikes. It is 9-0 Mets. And it's in the top of the 9th inning right now. Jonathan Neese started, but he lasted 1 2/3 innings. 3 balls, no strikes.
Jonathan Neese, one of those guys we were talking about earlier. First time the Astros faced a pitcher and what kind of success they've had. Neese had a dandy against the Astros.
He did.
Our first look at him.
3-1 to Hunter Pence. And they went with Nelson Figueroa in relief. He gave Jerry Manuel 4 1/3 innings of shutout ball. Kyle Loesch allowed 5 runs in 2 2/3 for St. Louis. Broken bat roller to second. Sanchez takes care of the first out. And Martinez breaking some bats, getting some ground balls. And now his club has given him a more favorable position, trailing by 1 as he reached on the error and scored a run. Carlos Lee will come up.
Astros could have gotten a scouting report on Martinez from Drew Lock.
Yeah,
teammates at Boston College for 3 or 4 years.
Drew Lock, what a year he's having for Corpus. Strike to Lee.
17 bombs, 99 driven in. Now Boston College turned out some players in recent years. I think of BC as a baseball school.
Broken bat liner in for a hit near the left field line. Carlos is going to go for second. Velez having a problem there, and he will make it without a throw. 22nd double for El Caballo.
Martinez may have gotten himself another broken bat. Astros in pretty good shape if the equipment doesn't run dry. Breaking some bats. This one dies here. A little looping double. Watch the hook spin. Pull this right up against the wall. And Velez gets jammed up there. Big man able to take advantage. Yeah. Saddle up and ride.
That is hit number 6 for the Astros. Now Miggy Tejada will try to get him home. He'll hit a fly ball to right in the second inning. Taking ball 1. Jeff Plum on deck. David Wright hit his 8th homer for the Mets, a 2-run shot. Angel Pagan also has connected. Number 2 of the year for the Mets. Cardinals won last night on Albert Pujols' 10th inning grand slam. That was his 2nd home run of the game. And he has now hit 5 grand slams this year. He tied the National League record, one away from the Major League record. Pujols, with the bases loaded this year, is 7 for 9 and has 24 runs batted in. Foul, best day clock.
I think Don Mattingly holds the Major League.
Okay. The game has just gone final. Mets 9, Cardinals nothing. Nelson Figueroa to win it 1-2, beating Kyle Loesch, who's 4-7. Bobby Parnell, that's save number 1. K-Rod struggled last night. That's a strike. 1-2. We're talking about that Milwaukee-Los Angeles game later. Well, Prince Fielder went crazy after that game. He was hit by a pitch from Guillermo Mota after one of the Brewers had grazed Manny Ramirez's uniform shirt. Right before that, the Dodgers retaliated by hitting Fielder, and he went nuts.
Yeah, had to be restrained. He was trying to get into the Dodger clubhouse to get a piece of Mota. Security guards and his Brewer teammates had to finally call him off. And then later on, when asked about it, Fielder said, he's just trying to pitch inside. I mean, just
wow. Tonight is the final game of the season series between those two. Grounded third. Sandoval makes a throw to a stretching Garco. Had his right foot on the bag, 2 outs. Our Texas Ford Dealers League leaders was the notable 3-brother combinations in Major League history. We have the Molina brothers, DiMaggio brothers, Dr. Tommy Jose Cruz, the Sewells, the Alous, and the Boyers.
what about the Hanson brothers?
We don't have the Hanson brothers. They were singers, but we could. They were hockey.
Fictional hockey players.
Okay. With ball 1 to Jeff Plum. He singled to left field in the second inning.
But there was a group called Hanson.
Rodriguez on deck. Lummer has picked up the pace with home runs since the 1st of July. He's hit 5 since then. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lance Berkman still not able to get close to returning with that left calf injury. So the Astros are just managing day by day without Lance. It's getting to be a source of frustration for him, as you might have seen on Astros Live before the game today. Popped up. Garco underneath. And in the 3rd inning, no runs a hit and a man left for the Astros. They lead the Giants 3-2. fewest errors this season. Pirates and Phillies have made the fewest, and the Dodgers have 50. The Giants with 53 are supporting their pitching staff well. The Astros have made 56.
Would that be the current Pirates?
Everybody who's played for the Pirates this year. We don't know who the current Pirates are anymore.
The average Major League team has committed 63 errors this year.
Aaron Rowan leads that one with Jason Michaels in right center.
Random useless factoid of the day.
One out for Brian Moeller after he had to work hard in the third inning. Love to sail here through the fourth. Aflac trivia will get us going here in the fourth inning. And we'll test everything we know about baseball. Who was the last Giant to win the stolen base title?
Wasn't Willie McCovey.
That's true.
Wasn't Will Clark.
Renteria looks at ball one. It was not Benji Molina. And it wasn't Pablo Sandoval. Now, we know who it wasn't.
Will Clark. The Thrill. Will the Thrill. That was a great nickname, wasn't it?
Well, he made his debut against the Astros.
He took Nolan deep.
So he was Will the Thrill.
And his answering machine on his phone played "The Thrill Is Gone."
Oh,
he called and he wasn't home.
Who recorded that? B.B. King?
I'm not sure.
Whoever it was, that was a great song. The Thrill Is Gone. Renteria fouls it back. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
And Glenn Davis, on his answering machine, he had this play-by-play of Teresa on first and Glenn batting when he grounds into a double play.
Oh.
So Teresa's out and Glenn's out. Give us a call after the beat.
Probably the only hitter I can think of who had himself grounding into a double play on his answering machine. 2-2. You probably don't remember Darrell Cheney.
Very humble guy.
He played shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds.
I do remember Darrell Cheney.
Atlanta Braves. Well, he had a recording of himself hitting a home run. It might have been a grand slam from Marty Brenneman doing the Reds radio broadcast. When you ring his doorbell, that recording will play.
No way.
Yep. That's right.
That's not good.
No?
Oh my.
Well, he didn't hit many.
How about me?
Yeah. Fly ball to center field. Jason Michaels.
Hey, did I ever tell you about the time I hit that grand slam?
No, but your doorbell will. 2 outs. And it's going to be Eli Whiteside coming up next. 3-2 ball game. Final game of the season series. The Astros have played pretty well against the clubs in the National League West. Their record is pretty well. No, played very well. 19-10 against the Western Division clubs. 8-1. They have another series left with Arizona, and that's it. Well, we have 2 more series with Arizona. Arizona hasn't been here yet. And this is one of those years the Astros have 2 trips to Arizona.
Good. It'll be good to get out of this heat and go to the desert.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Very
Get in that 120-degree stuff.
soothing, relaxing outdoor activities planned for the Astros traveling
I'll
party.
tell you, the more we endure this summer, I think back to the pre-dome era of baseball here. And I just marvel at those guys wearing those wool uniforms playing in this heat.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Those uniforms were hot.
How did you sell a seat? Who would come?
They love baseball, JD.
That's not baseball, that's survival. That's a reality show now.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, they had to wait so long to get a major league team here. So they would sit through that. And early in the season, it's delightful. The outside. An old Colt Stadium. But that was built as a temporary stadium, so it really didn't have creature comforts.
And there must have been a honeymoon their first year.
Yeah.
But after that, I wonder how they drew in the summer months.
We'll have to check. That's a strikeout for Whiteside, and Brian Moeller has his 1, 2, 3, 4th. With the Astros leading 3-2. Aflac trivia was, who was the last Giant to win the stolen base title? We don't know. We know who it wasn't, but let's find out who it was.
Say hey.
Willie Mays, 27 in 1959.
Say hey, Willie.
Well, back in the Willie Mays era, when the Giants came to Houston and played outdoor baseball at Colts Stadium. In 1962, the Colts drew 924,000 at home. In 63, they drew 719,000. 64, 725,000.
So not very many.
No.
And I'm gaining newfound respect for those people. They're smart enough to stay home.
Yeah, they did do that. And they had to get rid of that logo because of copyright infringement from the Colt 45 folks who made the revolver.
I thought they just made malt liquor.
Pudge Rodriguez.
Billy D. Williams was the team spokesman.
Pudge singled to left field and scored in the second inning. Strike one from Joe Martinez. The Astros got a bottom of the lineup rally there with Blum, Rodriguez, and Michaels coming through. And it's no balls, 2 strikes for Joe Martinez.
So Willie led the league with how many? What was that number?
27.
And obviously, he had other big stolen base seasons.
Yeah.
Well, probably Maury Wills was probably winning all the stolen base titles.
That's true. That's true. Dave Clark talked about Jason Michaels scoring that hustle run.
Tell you what, I thought he was going to come home with Michaels because he's coming in and looking right at him. I'm thinking, oh my God. Oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
Now here's Michaels again. He had the 2-run double earlier and he fouls it, strike one. So yeah, Dave, of course, has a little different perspective. So Dewey Robinson, the pitching coach, was filling him in on what was happening over there at first base. Dave can't watch everything.
He's keeping his eye on the runner. Dave Clark's a good third base coach.
Yeah.
You know, what happens anytime a third base coach sends a guy into an out or holds somebody up and the fans think they should score him, he gets booed, and it's a very out there position. But I think he's very good. There have been times where he probably feels like he hadn't sent the guy, but overall, I think he does a real good job down there.
Michaels swings at the breaking ball and strikes out. 2 outs.
Time now for batting stance guy. Whose swing is he imitating here? Log on to Fox Sports Houston's Twitter page and make your guess. Greg will have the answer on Astros Live after the game. I'm going to go with a right-handed batter.
Okay.
Who throws the bat down.
Wasn't Derek Bell, was it?
I'm going to go with Let's go with Jim Davenport.
Jim Davenport. He reached way back there. And Moore fouls it back.
Who's going to know who that was? That extends guy. Come on.
Not many people will get that. I thought well, it might have been Derek Bell, but apparently not. Line shot off the glove, and Sandoval scrambles, but he won't get him. There's a hit for Brian Moeller. Finally,
look at the Astros dugout. And he almost got robbed. He hit the best bolt of his life, and he almost got robbed. And the boys are fired up for Mo.
He put his hands out as if to say, it's finally raining. The drought is over.
That's a good swing of the bat. Got that front side down. But he still had to earn it. He had to leg it out. After Sandoval knocked it down and was scrambling after it. All the while blowing a bubble. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
Kung Fu Panda down there.
First hit since August 9, 2008, just about a year ago.
He does his best hitting in August.
Ball one to Matsui.
The weather heats up, and so does Brian's bat.
He was 0 for 28 this season. Before that line drive. Hit number 7 for the Astros. Matsui drove in a run with his infield hit in the second inning. And he lined a shortstop in the first. Keppinger's on deck. 1-1. Astros coming into play today. 6.5 games back in the wild card race. 5 games back in the NL Central. Speed pitch hit for a strike. 1-2. With the Cardinals losing, that gives the Cubs a golden opportunity now. Take over the top spot. The two of them in a virtual tie for the lead coming into games today.
Cubs sent Rich Harden to the mound tonight. He's been pitching very well lately.
And Cincinnati and Justin Lair will be the Reds pitcher. The Reds have lost 8 in a row now. They're tied with the Pirates at 45 and 61. They're both 12.5 games out. They traded for Scott Rowland in the second game he played. He got Bean. Bounce to the third. Sandoval second for the first play on Moeller. No runs ahead. A man left after 4. 3-2 Astros. Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by AT&T, by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, and by Dodge. Wide concourses, a lot of food choices there for Astros fans coming in for Game 3 of this homestand. Full weekend of baseball ahead for these Astros fans, with Milwaukee coming in for a 3-game set starting Friday night. Day off tomorrow, but there will be a fundraiser here as the Astros wives put on that annual charity affair, 20th annual Wives Gala, right here at Minute Maid Park. Tables will be set up out on the field, and that'll be tomorrow night. What's on tap with the Astros? We'll show you that upcoming Milwaukee series. It's brought to you by Bud Light. Brewers in town Friday through Sunday, and big battle here with the Astros and Milwaukee tied for third coming into this game today. The Astros will go with Bud Norris Friday against Carlos Villanueva. Saturday night it looks like Mike Hampton against Manny Parra in a battle of lefties. Sunday afternoon looks like Wandy Rodriguez against Giovanni Gallardo.
Ooh, that's a dandy of a matchup.
I bet it is. Joe Martinez.
I'm gonna go to Florida and then right over to Milwaukee on this next road trip.
So it's head-to-head as the Astros take on the Brewers in those two series. Bouncer over the mound, slowly hit, bare-handed. Tejada out.
Martinez reached on there by Miggy last time on a more routine play, but this time Miggy on the move, charging. And similar play last night. Martinez a good athlete, gets down the line pretty well for a pitcher, very well as a matter of fact. Pretty.
Very good play. Tejada made an error. Martinez hit the ball sharply right at him in the third inning. Martinez coming around to score. Here's Velez. He's 0 for 2. Strike one to Velez. Brian Moeller shoots for win number 8. Wandy Rodriguez, pitcher of the month of July, leads the Astros staff in wins with 10. Bouncer first, Blum. Tossing to Moeller, low toss, but he takes it in stride for out number 2. Not that low.
Jeff probably could have taken that one himself. But Brian busted it over there. Blum's going to reward him. Now you're going to hustle on over here. I'll give it to you. Yeah, probably a little higher is better there.
Patty Smith is waiting. Patty.
All right, guys. Well, Astro fans, don't forget the kids are free all summer in partnership with Minute Maid. So bring out the family on Sundays. The Astros take on the Brewers, and the first 10,000 kids 15 and under will receive an Astros back-to-school backpack, courtesy of Kraft and HEB. And be sure to stick around after the game for Kids Run the Bases. For information or to get your tickets, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS today, guys.
Thank you, Patty. There's ball 1 for Brian Moeller. He's got 2 ground ball outs here in the 5th inning. Wandy leads the staff in wins with 10. And Brian is trying to move into that number 2 spot with win number 8 of the season. He's tied with Mike Hampton with 7. Roy Oswalt has won 6. 2 balls, no strikes. Make it 3-0. 55 games left for the Astros, 26 at home, 29 road. 60 pitches for Brian Moeller.
Brian has been remarkably consistent after his first couple starts of the year. Knocked around here by the Cubs in his opening start, and then in Pittsburgh, the game where he hurt his knee. Came off the disabled list, and look at his game by game. Pretty solid stuff. Not spectacular, but keeping the Astros in the game pretty much every time out.
Astros have won 10 of his last 15 starts.
Well, that's pretty much all you ask for a guy at the back of your rotation. The guys at the top, the guys at the front line stuff, the guys you pay the big money to, you expect a little bit more from them. But the guys you consider your 4th and 5th starter, and they kind of keep you in the game, give you a chance to win. Brian has done that and a little bit more.
9-0 to left field. Carlos Lee backing on it. Up for the catch. Fifth inning goes quickly for Brian Moeller, with the Astros leading the Giants after 10 pitches from Moeller, 3-2. Houston 3, San Francisco 2. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Joe Martinez has returned to the Major League mound for the first time since April 9th. Coming back for a fractured skull. It'll be Keppinger, Pence, and Lee to face him here in the fifth. And there's ball one. Keppinger twice has grounded out.
Joel immediately gets bragging rights over all of his teammates. I had a strained hamstring. I had a pulled groin. Oh, I had a fractured skull.
Boy. That shows some grit, determination. 2 balls, no strikes. Keppinger hopes to get one he can drive here. Doesn't get it, and it's 3-0. Martinez has not walked anybody. Maintaining a nice pace to his pitching today. 3 balls and a strike. Giants go back home and face Cincinnati, and their pitching is lined up for the Reds.
Didn't have to be.
Wow. 3 balls, 2 strikes now.
Look a little more generous off that outside corner than the inside part of the plate. Tailing fastball on 3-1. Whiteside does a nice job of framing it.
Out to the third. Sandoval is out Keppinger. Patty Smith.
Well, guys, it's time for our progressive fan of the game, and I am choosing Sonia here, who's here with her group Avance, and they're out here with Tejada troops. Of course, Miguel Tejada hosts every Wednesday. He brings out 20 kids from different groups. They get to come out here today and tell us a little bit about your experience down here on the field meeting Miguel, and then tell us a little bit about your group.
Well, Miguel, we got to see him do some batting practice. He signed some autographs and did some photos for us. He did talk to the families and the children briefly, and so it was really neat.
So very fun for the kids to go down there to meet Miggy, to watch a little bit of BP, and tell us about your group. Where did the kids come from, and how'd you guys get down here?
They belong actually to one of our programs. It's called the Fatherhood Program. It's where what we do. It's a program that we use. It has to do with parenting, and we have the dads get more involved with the children so that they know that they're a significant portion of the children being raised in the household.
All right, well, you guys continue to have a great time down here. Enjoy your day again. Our progressive fan of the game, and of course hosted by Miguel Tejada. quick shout out for the Miguel Tejada special. To see more about what he does in the community, our Spotlight special airs Friday at 12:30 on Miguel Tejada, guys.
Thank you, Patty. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hunter Pence after Keppinger grounded out to third. The pitch gets away, and it's 2-2 to Hunter.
Easy, folks. Easy now. Yeah. No purpose there. It's a curveball. He just got away from him. He has been working him inside with some fastballs. Jammed him earlier in the game. Had fouled off one in on his hands, but that last one was a breaking pitch.
That's in a hole. Backhanded Renteria. Go to Garco. 2 outs. Martinez keeping his club right in the game. Now moves along to face Carlos Lee, who doubled in the third. He's 1 for 2. Got an email from Sally Gutter, the assistant director of media relations for the Astros. According to Ed Wade, Aaron Boone will begin his rehab assignment on Monday at Corpus Christi. He's expected to remain with Corpus until the 3rd week in August, when he's slated to go to Round Rock. 7 ground outs for Joe Martinez, 4 in the air, and 3 via strikeout. The guys who play for Corpus Christi Hooks are elated. Aaron Boone's coming to join their ball club. You know what that means in the clubhouse.
Yeah, some good spreads. Some great stories. Pretty good guy to learn from. Just the approach, the right way to approach professional baseball. Straight changeup here. Takes a lot off of it. Carlos way out in front. Aaron, tell us about that home run you hit to beat the Red Sox.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He hasn't been asked about that at all. Never. Breaking pitch. And a strikeout of Lee ends the 5th inning, so Joe Martinez is looking strong. And it's 3-2 Astros after 5. It is Houston 3, San Francisco 2 after 5. Time now for our Dodge Grab Live feature. Let's hear what music Brian Moeller listens to on his iPod.
Sinatra to Third Eye Blind to have some rap. I mean, I love music, all music, country, but I'm more of a country guy than anything else. It just depends on the mood. If I'm working out, I'll listen to heavy metal. If I'm just relaxing, it's country.
He's working out a lot. He really works hard between starts. That pays off when he's on the mound, and he has a 1-run lead right now, 3-2, as Freddie Sanchez leads it off in the 6th. He has 2 singles and looks at strike 1. Muller's retired 7 in a row now in this 1-run game. Astros with 3 in the 2nd, Giants with 2 in the 3rd. tap the shortstop. Tejada takes care of Sanchez. 1 out.
Well, big inning here for Brian as the middle of the Giant order faces him for the 3rd time. Good start there. Gets Sanchez for the first time. Now trying to do the same with Sandoval, who's doubled and single.
Sandoval, a real threat. Drove in 2 with that single. He didn't finish up that story from spring training when he took a ground ball in his mouth and he was wearing braces and his lips got caught in the braces. He also had chipped a tooth. The trainer Dave Grossner had to come out and pull his lips free from the braces. But he didn't take any painkillers and he was back in the lineup.
That would be the point where, as a trainer, I contemplate another career.
Yeah.
Hey, go remove that man's lips from his braces, would you? That's a tough one there.
That might have been the first time Dave has ever attempted that removal. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sandoval, a very good looking player. For his first 140 games as a major leaguer, his OPS, combined on base and slugging, .899. Lines it to right field. He is 3 for 3.
Well, I've seen a number of swings now where he's really used his lower body. Check this out. Watch him drop that backside down. Really get the legs going. That's not a bad pitch at all. And that's the kind of a swing as a pitcher. You say, all right, what do I do now? If this guy can go down and hit that pitch that hard, where do we go?
Yeah. Hopefully it's only a single. And that keeps the double play in order for Ryan Garco. Garco's 0 for 2. Giants traded a prospect, a left-handed pitcher named Scott Barnes, to get Garco from Cleveland. He's having a very good year for Class A San Jose. Strike to Garco. They needed offense and they needed it now. And they got it with Garco from Cleveland and Sanchez from Pittsburgh. Now let's play ball, they say. He swings, it gets away from Podge on a ball in the dirt. That allows the runner Sandoval to go to second. No balls, 2 strikes. On a wild pitch, Sandoval moves.
Podge able to block it, but not able to contain it. That allows Sandoval to move into scoring position. Sandoval caught stealing last time he was on base. It's really been the difference in the game. The Giants losing Sandoval in a situation where they had a man on third base and just 1 out, and then Jason Michaels scoring on the Matsui ground ball infield hit.
Little things can add up, especially in 1-run ball games. Now the Giants have beaten the Astros this year 13-0, 9-0, and 8-1. They have a huge edge in the season series statistics.
The 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates would say,
yeah,
not that big a deal.
That's a good one. They were clobbered by the Yankees in those losses, but they won the series 4-3. Bruce Bochy has managed 4 playoff teams. He might have another one on his hands here. More than 1,100 major league wins he's managed. Line drive left field. That's a hit. And that'll bang off the scoreboard wall. And Sandoval will score to tie it 3-3. RBI single for Garco.
So the Giants do fight back after that early deficit. The wild pitch paying off for the Giants. New acquisition paying off too. RBI single for Garco. Well, he's strong.
Sandoval comes home with a tying run. Each club with 3 runs and 7 hits now. Aaron Rowan has grounded out and hit a fly ball to center. Atlanta and San Diego just getting started in San Diego at Petco Park. Shaq Banan pitching for the Padres. There's ball one. It was quite a game. Tampa Bay won an extra innings from Boston last night. The Yankees also played well in their victory. New York now leads Boston by a game and a half. Tampa Bay trailing by 5.5. Line fair into the corner and left. Now Darko heads for third base. Tim Flannery is going to hold him there on a double. Rowan's 28th of the year. One out, runners at second and third for Renteria.
Earlier in the ballgame, the Giants were getting hits, but off the fists, off the end of the bat, a couple of broken bats. Now they're starting to square it up a little bit more, and that's usually a sign that a pitcher may be fatiguing. The Astros respond. They've got action in the bullpen. Ball whacked into that left field corner. Tim Flannery, the third base coach, drifts out so he can get the angle and see that ball in the corner. We shot of Tim here throwing up the stop sign for Garco.
Jeff Fulcino begins to warm up for Houston. It's Flannery talks to Garco at third. From the Renteria's 0 for 2. Infield coming in for Houston. First base open with Whiteside on deck. And they'll put Renteria on to load the bases for Whiteside, with the pitcher then to follow. Giants bullpen. Well, somebody's standing up out there. Don't see anybody throwing at the moment. Brandon Metters is warming up for the Giants. So Bruce Bochy can be prepared to pinch hit here.
In the 1960 World Series, the Yankees outscored the Pirates 55-27. Pirates won 4 games to 3.
Do you have the scores of all the games there in front of you?
I do.
Pirates win all 4 of their games by 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah, 6-4. Pirates won game 1. Yankees win game 2, 16-3. And then they win game 3. The Yankees do 10-zip. Pirates win 3-2. And then 5-2. And then the Yankees win 12-0. Before the Pirates win game 7, 10-9. And Mazeroski's home run.
Now bases loaded for Whiteside. Whiteside has grounded back to the pitcher and struck out. He's 3 for 13 with men in scoring position.
All right, infielders at the ready here. Double plays in order. Ryan doesn't strike many out, although he got Whiteside last time.
He hits it high to left field. They're getting up in the Landry's Crawford boxes, and Whiteside has struck a grand slam. First home run for Eli Whiteside, and it's a slam. Seven to 3 Giants. That's the 5th grand slam the Astros have allowed this season.
That was the first home run of his major league career. At just 12 major league at bats coming into this season. A journeyman backup catcher. First came to the big leagues with Baltimore back in 05 for a cup of coffee. What a thrill it is for Whiteside. Teammates really pumped up for him.
Now Bruce Bochy is still going to send up a pinch hitter for the pitcher Fred Lewis. Left-handed hitting outfielder batting for Joe Martinez.
Careful, you bozo, you're going to hurt somebody.
Yeah. One of the Astros infielders could get hurt. Throw that long. Martinez leaves after 5 innings, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs. Fulcino and Burdack warming up for Houston now. And it's strike 1 for Lewis. Pinch hitting for Martinez. Martinez now can be the winning pitcher. He had 1 win early this season. In fact, it was opening day. That was the 3rd slam by a Giant this year.
Tough inning here. We talked about how important this inning was for Brian. It's the third time through the order.
Lewis takes, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Now 2-2 for Fred Lewis, veteran outfielder. He started only 8 of the last 33 games. Began the season as the starting left fielder for the Giants. Dubs that one foul. Sandoval was the last Giant to hit a grand slam. That was July 9th against Florida. And this one coming from the number 8 hitter. The Giants, who trailed 3-0 after 2, now lead 7-3 in the 6th. What a time for a first major league homer for Eli Whiteside. Strike to Lewis. It's out number 2. First strikeout for Moeller.
See where LaTroy Hawkins was fined by Major League Baseball for the comments he made in Chicago about the umpire.
Or was it?
Yeah. Story I'm seeing here doesn't disclose the amount of the fine. Hawk just says, I don't think the fine is appropriate. Punishment doesn't fit the crime. Got into it, and then he got ejected by home plate umpire Mike Everett in game over at Wrigley on that last road trip.
Strike one to Velez. Velez is 0 for 3 in this game. Fouls that one away, and it's 0-2. Hannah Blum, Rodriguez 2 up in the Astros 6th inning. Matters warming up. Braves got a run in the top of the first at San Diego. Tommy Hanson on the mound now in the bottom half. Anderson to the left to drive in that run. Braves are in the hunt. Playoff spot at 54 and 53. Foul back. 0-2. They're 6.5 behind in the NL East. Giants have a big 11-game road trip coming up in August, and that will probably have a lot to say about where they finish. Strike on the corner. Velez caught looking, but Moeller has to face 8 Giants in the 6th inning. They come up with a 5-run frame on 4 hits, and they lead it now 7-3. It's the Coors Light sixth inning. Time now for the Coors Light freeze cam. Showing you this play by Carlos Leon. Randy Wynn goes up to the backhand side. Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. That was in the fifth inning, and Brian Moeller was then retiring 8 in a row through the next batter in the sixth, but then things got crazy. Now Brandon Metters comes in with a 7-3 Giants lead.
Pretty good strikeout pitcher, 38 strikeouts in 42 in the third innings. He's walked 22. He's got a fastball, a curve, a slider, and a change.
All on the Biggie Tejada, who's 0 for 2. Metters was signed to a AAA deal by the Giants last January. Pitched against the Astros in a 9-0 win at San Francisco on July 4th. It's 2 balls, no strikes from the 29-year-old right-hander from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He went to Shelton, Alabama Junior College, and then on to Mississippi State. Tejada with a fly ball and a ground ball so far. This one heads for right field, and he ran back. 1 out in the Astros sixth.
Metters, when he started to warm up, probably thought he was going to come into a tie game, maybe a 1-run game. Instead, he's got a 4-run cushion, and that says be aggressive, attack the hitters, and try to be too cute. Came up with the D-backs in 2005, was with them through 2008, just 18 games last year.
Jeff Blum looks at that one, strike one. He singled to left field in the second inning, and that sparked a 3-run rally. Then he popped to first. Off-speed pitch makes it no balls, 2 strikes. Giants relievers had the second lowest ERA in the National League, 3.34. Metters pitching for the first time in this series. Gets a little pop-up foul and out of play. Well, the Giants have gotten 5 innings from Joe Martinez, returning to their ball club for the first time since April. He kept the game close and can be the winner now. Smack back to the pitch at Metters.
Coach Bochy not wanting to ask too much of the youngster in his first major league start. Qualifying for the win. He finished on a roll, so get him up into that clubhouse, put a little ice on his arm, feeling good about things.
Time for today's Geico quote. Pudge Rodriguez talked about the National League Pitcher of the Month, Wandy Rodriguez, and he said he's pitching like a big guy. He throws strikes and locates the baseball. The most important thing is communication. When the pitcher and catcher are on the same page, good things are going to happen.
And I think by big, he doesn't mean in stature. I think he means important.
Okay.
Like top of the rotation guy, not big physically.
Pudge with a grounder. Metters has that one too. And his glove takes care of 2 of the outs in an 8-pitch 6th inning. 7-3 Giants.
the MD Anderson Cancer Center. August 5th, 1994, Jeff Bagwell, single season records with his 38th home run, 112th RBI, 69th extra base hit, a 12-4 Astros win. Of course, a truncated 1994 season because of the strike. MVP year for Jeff Bagwell. That's a young Jeff Bagwell there, boy. Check out that mug.
Steve Finley and Ken Caminetti right there.
Oh, wow. Gary Collins, the skipper.
The Astros have made a Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen, bringing in Tim Burdack. And it's 7-3. The Giants leading it. Randy Wynn turning around about right-handed against lefty Burdack. Taking strike one. Wynn is hitting 161 as a right-handed batter. Brian Moeller in 6 innings allowed 9 hits, 7 runs. 6 of them earned. He had 1 walk, and it was intentional. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. He struck out 5. We'll see Burdack's season.
Well, Tim working for the 45th time. Having a pretty solid year. He's been tough to hit. 193 is the batting average against him. Struggle with his control from time to time.
I've seen a lot of recent work. There's a breakdown. Right-handers hitting only 160 against him.
Good fastball. Come on, Chuck. It's been a strike much of the afternoon. Tim Burdack first started playing professionally way back in 1994. He's been at this a good long while now. That was just a hair off that outside corner.
Wesley Wright worked 3 innings last night. Fly ball left field. Carlos Lee coming over.
Turn.
And down. Burdack worked a hitless inning in last night's game. Tim worked 2 2/3 last Thursday at Chicago. Freddie Sanchez is 2 for 3. The Giants have 9 hits to the Astros 7. San Francisco has lost 3 straight road series. Certainly has a leg up on taking this one back home in the win column. Ball 1, but the Astros will come up in the bottom of the 7th inning and try to shake things up. They're warming up a right-hander right now. Michaels, the pitcher spot, and Matsui due up in the last of the 7th. Line to right field, a hit in front of Hunter Pence. Sanchez with a 3-hit game. That's Pablo Sandoval. He has 3 hits, 2 runs batted in.
Well, Astro fans used to seeing Freddie Sanchez lashing the baseball all over the diamond. Got a whole bunch with the Pirates against the Astros.
Sandoval will be 23 next week. That's strike 1. Chris Spire led the Giants in batting average at age 22. Back in 1972, he hit 269. Orlando Cepeda hit 317 at age 22, 1959. Sandoval doing very well. 330 at game time. Right now, 335. Better than any of those guys at age 22. Will Clark hit 308 at age 23, 1987. And Jack Clark, Jack the Ripper, hit 273, 1979 at age 23. One and one to Sandoval. Always interesting to see a young man like this come up. He's so impressive in the early years, and baseball fans wonder, where is his career going to wind up? If he can stay this good, is that possible? Albert Pujols has.
Yeah, well, I would think he's going to be a high average hitter. He has obviously very good hand-eye coordination, and we saw the hits he's got in this series, the way he's been able to use his lower body. Some guys haven't figured out fairly early on, and he's a pretty aggressive swinger. Seen some comparisons with Manny Sanguillen, some of the famous bad ball hitters. Tejada would be another example of a guy who gets a lot of hits outside of the strike zone.
Our Mercedes-Benz E-Class Attention Assist of the game, provided by Miguel Tejada. Joe Martinez, slow roller past the pitcher. Bare hand play, falls down, throwing him out. Two outs now, and it's Ryan Garco. Pudge out to the mound. Astros take on Milwaukee Friday night, first of the 3-game series. They are 2-4 against the Brewers. All 6 of those games have been here. They have not played in Milwaukee yet this year. It's the only NL Central team they have not visited so far. 31,710 is the paid attendance. Garco singled in the 6th inning to drive in Sandoval. That one tied at 3-3. He's 1 for 3. Cecil Cooper's on his way to the mound. Zach Sampson warming up. And he's looking out there for Sampson to come into this ball game with a score. Giants 7, Astros 3. Back in a moment. Rapid rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Here at Minute Maid Park, it is 7-3. The Giants lead the Astros. Chris Sampson comes in, pitcher number 3 for the Astros. Fans twittering up there. There's Cahill.
It's her birthday.
Birthday, Cahill.
Got to get K a W.
Yeah. So love to see a big comeback win. Chris Sampson trying to oblige by slamming the door on the Giants here in the 7th inning. He inherits a runner at first and 2 outs.
Cecil Cooper playing the percentages, bringing Sampson, the right-hander, in to face Garco with 2 outs and a man aboard. 46th time Chris has worked. Now ready to go a little north here in recent outings.
Strike to Garco.
Going north or is it going south?
North.
It's getting higher.
Yeah.
Usually, the reference something going, it's kind of going south on me when something goes bad.
That's true.
It's kind of weird.
But I don't look at it that way. I think if you go toward the equator, it's good. No balls and 2 strikes.
Gotta get that ERA going south.
Yeah, he's got to get that ERA going. You guys really look at their ERAs that much during the season?
Yep.
Do they? Yep. They can tell you exactly what they are.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's kind of impressive, isn't it?
No, it's the nature of the beast. Now, if you were to go up to the guy and say, hey, what's your ERA? He'd go, I'm just trying to compete, help my team.
That's exactly right. That's what they all say.
Then take him into an arbitration meeting in the offseason. He'd be able to tell you how many first pitch strikes he threw, how many base runners he stranded.
Well, when I gave up 5 earned runs in Cincinnati, the left fielder fell down.
Yep. And as a player, there's the baseball side of it, the business side of it, and take care of business.
Fly ball hit well left center field. Carlos Lee back all the way back. And that smacks off the wall and stays in play. Kicks back toward the infield. Giants running like crazy to make it 8-3. Sanchez scoring an RBI triple by Garco. Garco's had a big series. He's 2 for 4 today with 2 runs batted in.
Righty on righty didn't pan out right there. Chris was still bothered by the arm problems. He came off the DL, and the Astros had a need. But I think he's still barking a little bit. His pitches haven't been quite as crisp as when he's at 100%. And both outfielders pursue that one, so there's nobody there to back it up to play the carom.
That's a good point. Strike to Rowan. Rowan is 1 for 3. Well, Burdack in 2/3 of an inning allows 1 hit, 1 run with no walks, 1 strikeout.
Remember how excited Caswell was when Dave Clark told him he had an RBI?
Yeah.
That gives you an idea. It matters.
One ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's no different than a salesman getting a bonus for reaching a certain level of production.
Well, the thing about baseball is in some sports, if you're selfish as a player, it's really bad for the team. In baseball, for the most part, it's not. If you're trying to accumulate stats, it's generally good for the team.
That's what Pete Rose used to say all the time. Rowan strikes out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. Middle of the 7th inning, 8-3 Giants. Our game summary is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer, showing you Whiteside with his first career home run. It's a grand slam. Sandoval 3 for 4, 8 for 12 in the series. Michaels a 2-run double. Now we go to the bottom of inning number 7 as you check that game summary. First pitch to Michaels was strike 1. He had the 2-run double back in the second inning. Then he struck out in the 4th. And now puts his curveball in the air to right field. He's in there to take care of out number 1. Matt Cada will be the pinch hitter as we enjoyed the 7th inning stretch up here. Still winging. Ace.
Yeah, it's this is probably the toughest part of the job right here.
Is it?
Yeah, the distribution of the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, because there's just not enough food to feed all these people. And there's little kids down there, and they're so depressed. Hook them up.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Matt Cada takes ball 1. 6 for 23 with 4 runs batted in pitch hitting assignment. Line drive over shortstop into left center field. And Cada has done that any number of times. Had the aggressive approach. He worked the count 1-0. Smacked it. So pinch hit number 7.
Yeah, Matt, pretty good piece of the puzzle there, being called up to the Astros. Some nice at-bats in the pinch.
He's on after hit number 8 for the Astros. Now it's Kazuo Matsui. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI.
Don't know what the future holds for Matt, but his performance this year might help him out as he heads into this offseason. I don't know if the Astros are contemplating keeping him on board or not, but he certainly played well.
Keppinger's on deck. Matsui grounds one. Sanchez diving. Throws to Garco. Very good play. 2 outs. Cada to second base.
Yeah, big play there. Outs valuable for the Astros at this stage of the game. 2 outs now in the bottom half of the 7th. So running out of opportunities. Freddie Sanchez just took one away.
Keppinger's 0 for 3. 3 ground ball outs. Hunter Pence on deck. Astros need a rally. Strike 1 for Metters in his second inning of work in relief of Joe Martinez. Martinez returning from a fractured skull to go 5 innings, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs.
If he gets the win, it will not be his first major league win, although it's his first start. He got a win in relief at the start of the season. It would be his first as a starting pitcher in the big leagues. Eli Whiteside hit his first home run the day of first here for his Giants.
Two balls and a strike. He got that win on opening day, April 7th. And he gave up 2 runs in 2 innings. They won the game 10-6 over Milwaukee. Always nice to get your first one, but this one would certainly be meaningful for Joe Martinez if he could get it. Metters an 8th round pick of Arizona in 01.
Now, he too is a pretty accomplished musician. He's guitarist. He's known to play some gigs. Back when he was with the Diamondbacks in Phoenix. I wonder if he and Tim Flannery have ever sat down and gone after it a little bit.
Well, they probably talked about it at least.
Got Flan's new CD right here called Traveling Shoes.
Good. Line drive center field for Keppinger. Here's Cada around third, coming in to make it 8-4 as the throw's cut off. RBI single for Keppinger, his 19th run batted in.
All right, 2 outs in the 7th. Still got some outs to play with. Bloop and a blast, and you're right back in this thing. Dave Rigetti out to have a chat with Metters or Keppinger. This guy is just a good line drive hitter. Better than 500 in high school. Throughout his collegiate career, was a very high average hitter. And he's keeps on swinging it.
It's 9 hits for the Astros, sprinkled throughout. Everybody but Miguel Tejada in that starting lineup has a hit. The Astros would love to see him bat here in the 7th inning. They have Hunter Pence at the plate now after the Rigetti trip to the mound.
3 years of high school baseball, Jeff Keppinger hit .421, .556, and .566. And then at the University of Georgia, hit .365 or better in each of his 3 seasons there. I don't care what the competition is like. When you're hitting better than 500, that's something special.
Sergio Romo's warming up for the Giants. Throw goes to first. Cato gets a big lead when he's around at second base. He scored easily on that hit to center field. Giant bullpen on an ERA of 2.35 over the last 13 games. Into this one today. Strike to Pence. Hit the ball in the infield all 3 times. Got an infield hit to short in the first inning. Giants relievers first in the National League for the fewest runs allowed and earned runs. Second fewest homers.
And probably fewest innings pitched too, I would think, with that starting pitching.
Their third fewest innings. Shortstop, and Torria to Sanchez for the force play on Keppinger. 1 run, 2 hits, and a man left after 7, 8-4 Giants.
Oh my! Giants 8, Astros 4, top of the 8th. The Chick-fil-A cows are everywhere, or at least around the foul poles here at Minute Maid Park. And anytime an Astro player hits one of the Chick-fil-A foul poles like Kaz Matsui did, fans from the game can take their ticket stub to any greater Houston area Chick-fil-A, and there you will get a free chicken sandwich.
31,710 bought tickets for this one. Jeff Fulcino comes in the 8th inning with a 4-4 record, a 3.58 ERA. He'll be pitcher number 4 for Cecil Cooper today.
Bottom of the order up here for the Giants. Renteria, Whiteside. And in the pitcher spot, Brandon Metters.
Renteria is 0 for 2 with the intentional walk leading to a run scored after Whiteside belted the grand slam following that free pass in the 6th inning.
one of the dangers of walking the bases loaded, you create this a little bit different dynamic where the pitcher feels like he has to throw it in there, and the hitter probably gains a little measure of confidence that he's going to get a pitch to hit. I'm not saying it was the wrong move, but that's one of the things that you have to contemplate when you load the bases.
Foul away, and it's 0-2. Fulchino lost the game Saturday night at St. Louis. 3-1. He came in with the score tied 1-1 in the 5th inning. Wandy Rodriguez left with that hamstring strain. And he worked 3 innings, giving up 1 run. It was unearned, but he was tagged with a tough luck loss.
Yeah, threw the ball well. For the most part, he has thrown the ball well for the Astros this year.
1-2.
He's a big guy, and sometimes bigger people have a hard time holding their delivery together, but he seems to be able to keep it pretty tight. Fairly compact delivery for a big man.
Jeff, 29 years old, listed at 6'5", 252. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So he was the loser Saturday night. Chris Carpenter was the winner. And they both went to the same high school in Massachusetts, or New Hampshire it was. And Carpenter was about 4 years ahead of Fulchino. Good looking pitch. Fulchino freezing, but that's that low pitch again, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, Chuck's been pretty consistent. I mean, we don't have to like it. To me, that should be a strike, but in fairness to Chuck, he's been pretty consistent. The ball appears to be down at the hollow of the kneecap. He's called it a ball all day.
To the third. 1-0.
Hey, yesterday we were talking about Joel Youngblood.
Yes.
Yesterday was the anniversary of the day where he got hits for 2 different teams in the same day.
Yes.
Traded from Chicago to Philadelphia or Montreal, wherever that other game was played. But I saw video of that last night.
No.
But I didn't realize the hit he got off in Chicago was off Ferguson Jenkins. And then he got a hit off Steve Carlton at night. I mean, even two Hall of Famers. It's pretty amazing stuff.
That's a big day. Eli Whiteside. Big strike one. Hit his first major league homer in the 6th inning, and it just happened to be a grand slam. Travis Ishikawa is on deck. Pinch hit. What a day for Eli Whiteside. Making his 16th start of the year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Usually the backup catcher is in there because he's a good defensive player. A guy like Benjamin Molina, who catches all the time, still needs a day off every now and then. Whiteside had lived up to that billing. He caught 5 shutouts coming into this game, but the grand slam proved to be a bonus. Check swing looper, caught by Matsui. 2 down.
And you might ask, well, why is the backup catcher usually a good defensive player? Because if he's a good offensive player, he probably wouldn't be the backup.
Yes. Ishikawa is the batter. Pinch hitting for Brandon Matters.
But if you're a good catch and throw guy, and you really know how to call a game, block balls, I mean, you can stick around the big leagues for a good long while. Become like an assistant coach almost. Not a lot of it is asked of you offensively. Brad Ausmus, he could probably play another 3 or 4 years if he wanted to in the role he's in now. Jamie Quirk played about 17, 18 years in the big leagues. A whole bunch of it as a backup.
Well, Baco around for a long time. It's a backup primarily. No balls, 2 strikes.
And those guys good enough defensively, of course. If the main guy goes down, you feel comfortable throwing a guy like Baco if he has to become the lead catcher for 2-3 weeks or so. Especially if you got a team that can hit a little bit.
Bochy was a backup catcher himself for a long time. 1-2. Ishikawa 272, 7 homers, 30 runs batted in. He was playing a lot until the trade for Garco.
Best scenario for the backup catcher is to get hooked up with a frontline pitcher and you become his personal valet, like Eddie Perez and Greg Maddux.
Yeah, and Tim McCarver, Steve Carlton.
Yeah, because not only guaranteed a job as long as that pitcher's there. You almost win all the time.
What's with the gray hair for this guy? See that? He's got gray hair. He's 29 years old.
Well, a lot of time in the minor leagues.
Strikeout for Fulcino in the middle of the 8th inning. It's 8-4.
Final 6 outs, they trail 8-4. Follow the Astros on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Astros.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase.
Travis Ishikawa stays in after pinch hitting for Metters to play first base. Metters in 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run. No walks, no strikeouts. And here's the new pitcher. He is Sergio Romo, 26 years old, with a 3-1 record and a 5.29 ERA.
Romo from Southern California. Just a little bit for the Giants last year, 29 games, had a 17 2/3 inning scoreless streak for San Francisco last year. Started out his career. 28th round draft pick in 2005.
Carlos Lee to face him. Carlos 1 for 3, a double. Right-handed hitters are hitting .295 against Romo.
Is he still dating Jessica Simpson?
Yes, he is. It's being kept very quiet. We really were not supposed to be talking about that today, but we can say unequivocally it is a complete bald-faced lie. Alberto Arias warming up for the Astros. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, that was something last year. Tracing his every move.
Hey, he played for America's team.
That's true. And be in the public eye all the time. 2 balls and a strike. Sergio Romo probably doesn't have that problem. There's Arias in the bullpen. Romo back from an elbow sprain, which cost him the first 2 months of the season. It's 29 times last year for the Giants. Line to right field. Caught by Wynn. Jeremy Affeldt is warming up for the Giants. Miguel Tejada coming up. He's 0 for 3. Braves lead the Padres 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd at Petco Park. Tommy Hansen on the mound against Chad Gaudin.
Mickey hasn't had many offers this year.
No, he has not. Jeff Blum's on deck. 0-1 to Tejada. The Giants go back home. They face the Reds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Reds will see Lincecum, Zito, and Kane.
Well, good thing for Cincinnati, they've only lost 8 in a row.
Boy. Lincecum and Kane are both 12-3. Zito's been better since the All-Star break.
There
he got his hit into left field. 140 hits from Miguel Tejada.
And the Reds have Rich Harden to contend with tonight. He's not too shabby either.
That's true.
Can't slip that cheese by Miggy, not in there.
Bruce Bochy's immediately coming out. He's got Affel warming up. He might want Plum to bat right-handed. Romo gets lead. Allows a hit to Tejada. That's going to be it for him. The score: San Francisco 8, Houston 4. Back in a moment.
The Red Sox head to the Bronx to take on Mark Teixeira and the evil empire that is the New York Yankees. Fox Saturday Baseball this week at 3 on Fox. Where else would Fox Saturday Baseball be?
Well, that should be good. They are only a game and a half apart in the standings right now. Jeremy Affel is 0-1. His ERA is 1.52. He had a scoreless inning streak of 28 earlier this season, Brady.
Yeah, he's hard throwing left-hander, the only lefty in Bruce Bochy's bullpen right now. He's got a bunch of right-handers out there, so it's a little easy for him to make this move, turn Blum around to the right side. He's got plenty of right-handed arms available should he need them. He's got to get 5 outs to finish this ball game, does Bruce Bochy. Haven't had to use their closer yet in this series, Brian Wilson, so he's probably pretty well set to go.
Blum singled in the second inning to left field and scored. He's 1 for 3. And he's hitting .364 as a right-handed batter. He's had just 22 at-bats with 8 hits on this side of the plate. Doug Rodriguez on deck. 0-1 to Blum. The Mets blasted the Cardinals earlier 9-0 at Citi Field. $1,000. 1-1. Cardinals are now 59-51. They've lost 3 more games than the Cubs, who play tonight. Cardinals have now played 110 games. 52 to go for them. Cubs have only played 105. Tejada started, then he stopped and went back to first.
Yep, down 4 runs, no sense being too anxious out there in the base pass. And backing up to first as Affeldt delivers the ball, then in the dirt and thinks about it, but makes a wise decision there.
Whiteside goes for it. It's 3-0.
Jeff hitting 364 from the right side this year. He's always been better as a left-handed hitter and has a better swing left-handed, but he's getting good results from the right side. Limited work, just 22 at bats.
Affeldt leads all relievers in getting double play balls on the ground with 14. Blum takes a walk, so it's first and second, one out. The Astros receiving a gift there now. By Rodriguez.
Barking at Chuck Merriweather.
Well, that's the whole thing about it. And strike zone is something for a reliever. He has to make those adjustments very quickly. He faces Pudge. He's 1 for 3. Just watching where Chuck sets his eyes. He sets up pretty high. You pointed out earlier that he's a tall umpire. He's looking right down on that low pitch. That would be a tougher call for him than for some other umpires. Bobby Howard's warming up for the Giants, a right-hander. Little roller to first base, fielded by the pitcher. Affeldt takes the out at first. 2 outs. Tejada to third, Blum to second.
Jason Michaels drove in 2 with a double back in the second, scored the Astros' 3rd run, but he essentially stole home on the infield hit by Matsui. So an opportunity for Jason to really have a big day here if he can cash in these 2.
Yeah, he could make it 8-6 if he delivers both of these runners. Keep the rally going. The pitcher spot is due up next.
Right-hander throwing in the Giants' pen. I'm not sure if that's Wilson or not.
That's Howard.
Oh, it's Howard. Okay.
Arias throwing for the Astros. Chris Coast comes out on deck. Strike 1 for Affeldt. Affeldt drafted by Kansas City in the 3rd round in '97. He's from Phoenix. He was for Cincinnati last year. He had 74 appearances last season. In Colorado as well. There's lefties who works very often. 1 ball, 1 strike. Affeldt has been that hot hand of the Giant bullpen, setting up Wilson for a while now. This is his first outing against the Astros all year. It's 1-2. Tejada at third, Blum at second. 2 outs in the inning, a 1-2 count. That was the 5th longest scoreless streak in San Francisco era history by Affeldt, 28 innings. 2-2. He's a relief pitcher. Gaylord Perry had a 40-inning streak at 39. Neil Shaw, 30-inning streak. Tim Lincecum, 29 early this year. Giant pitchers are excellent at posting those zeros. They lead the league in strikeouts and an ERA. The Astros have collected 10 hits to the Giants 11. That grand slam in the 6th inning by Whiteside, the difference right now. That's ball 3, and it's a full count to Michaels.
I felt with outstanding stuff. Sometimes the control can be a little erratic. 21 walks and 41 in the third innings this year. Don't get overly anxious here. Make sure you get a strike.
Big pitch coming. Michael's calling time, steps away.
Boy, that's easier said than done. Even if you try to put yourself into Jason Michael's shoes here, he doesn't get many opportunities to start. And you know he's thinking about driving in these 2 runs. You can understand if he would have gone to the strike zone to try to get it done.
And it is strike 3 call. No runs a hit, 2 men stranded after 8, 8-4 Giants. Stay tuned after the game for Astros Live, presented by the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Kevin Eschenfelder and Allison Footer will have a complete recap. Cecil Cooper's post-game comments and a player reaction, part of the post-game show today. The answer to batting stance guy also, all coming up after the game. Alberto Arias will be pitcher number 5 for Houston. Into work the 9th inning after Jeff Fulcino had a 1-2-3-8 with a strikeout.
Alberto working for the 35th time. 2-1 ERA of 2.27. Settled in and taking on a much bigger role in this Astros bullpen, partly due to injury, but mostly because of his performance.
Arias worked the scoreless inning Monday night in the 4-3 Astros win. Came in with a 3-2 lead in the 8th inning and held on to it. Velez leads it off. Velez is 0 for 4. And now he's 1 for 5 with that single through the right side. Hit number 12 for the Giants. Randy Wynn follows. He's 1 for 4. And Sanchez will bat. Arias took a loss at St. Louis last Friday night, giving up 2 runs in the 8th inning. Came in with a 1-run lead, 3-2. Rick Ankiel got the eventual game winner off him.
Stuff has not been quite as sharp in recent outings, maybe a little fatigued.
Wynn looks at ball 1.
Alberto finding out that pitch down there is just not going to be called. Pudge Rodriguez up having another chat with Chuck Merriweather, trying to convince him, but not likely to change here in the 9th inning.
That hit gives Velez a career high 12-game hitting streak. 1-1.
I wonder if he's any relation to Otto Velez.
yeah, he played with the Yankees, didn't he?
Yeah, he's in Blue Jays.
Blue Jays. Might be. Randy Wynn played basketball in Santa Clara. Teammate of Steve Nash there. Arias goes to Blum. One out, Velez to second. And it'll be Freddie Sanchez batting. Sanchez is 3 for 4 in this game. 1 hit to left field, 2 have gone to right. That's the type of hitter he is. Always sprays the ball around.
A good offensive player, not great, doesn't walk and doesn't hit for a lot of power, but typically hits for a high average. A bunch of doubles.
Brocail and Jose Valverde are warming up for Houston. Day off coming tomorrow. Pulled to third, backhanded. Keppinger now he will look at the runner and throw to first. Velez was able to get to third base. He caught Keppinger's eye, but Keppinger didn't want to get distracted from getting out number 2.
Yeah, bad base running decision by Velez, but he got lucky. He got away with it. You know, typically go on a ball like this, hit right in front of you, but Keppinger realizing he didn't have a whole lot of time to continue to pursue Velez. If he did, he was going to lose Sanchez. So he pulled up and made the good strong throw. Got the sure out.
Pablo Sandoval, the batter, in an 8-4 game. Sandoval has 3 of the Giants' 12 hits. He's had 8 hits in this series. It's hit by the pitch. 2 men on now and 2 outs with the pinch hitter John Bowker coming up.
Arias typically gets a lot of run on his fastball, and this looks like a two-seamer that he's trying to start at him and have run back to the inside part of the plate, or at least try to tie him up. And just doesn't get the movement he typically gets. Almost had one of those Fulcino numbers where the ball ends up inside the jersey.
Bowker, a first baseman and outfielder, is hitting 156, 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. And he takes ball 1. Bowker played a little first base Monday night, did not have an at bat in that game. This one skips by Pudge. Velez coming home and scoring. And it's 9-4 Giants on a wild pitch by Arias. Sandoval moving to second base.
Wild pitch contributed to the Giants rally in the 6th inning. Sandoval advancing on a wild pitch in that inning, and Arias will overthrow that curveball from time to time. So Velez, despite it not being a really smart baseball play, it turns out to be a beneficial one, taking third base on that ground ball to the third baseman.
Fly ball deep to center field. Michaels headed way back up toward Taos Hill, and on that hill he falls as the ball goes all the way up to the top. Sandoval scores. RBI triple for Bowker, the pinch hitter, and it's 10-4 Giants. Bowker unloads. That's his first triple of the year. RBI number 5.
Bowker's got a little pop. 11 major league home runs and 358 at bats coming into this one. And he gets through this pitch and hits this baby a ton. That's the power hitter's finish. The backspin carrying way up onto Taos Hill. We don't see many up there.
No. Backspin on that one. Rowan fouls it, strike 1.
Not an easy throw to make when you've got to make that throw coming downhill. Jason gives it a good solid effort.
Yeah, you're used to that foot landing on the same level as the other foot, but that's not the case with that throw.
coming down a flight of stairs and you think there's another one there, but there's not.
Yeah.
Kind of jelly leg thing going.
You got it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Atlanta leads now at San Diego 6-0 in the 4th for Tommy Hanson.
Reminds me of the story Vin Scully told us a couple of years ago about Frenchie Bordegaray playing in Cincinnati or Boston or somewhere where there was a berm, and they took him out before the game and hit him a bunch of balls running up the hill to make the catches. Sure enough, early in the game, he has to run up there and make a play on the ball. And when he goes to throw it back in, he pretty much does a flip and just spikes the ball. And he said, boy, we worked hard on going up the hill, but we didn't work once on coming back down the hill.
Good stop there by Pudge. 2-2.
No chance to get out and block that one. Had to trust his good hands to pick it.
Swing and a miss by Rowan, and a strikeout ends the Giants' ninth inning. They come up with 2 on 2 hits and leave a man to stretch their lead to 10-4. Houston Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by the Ford F-150, by the Progressive Insurance Group, and by Bud Select. Light rail in downtown Houston. And here on the eastern edge of downtown, it's a 10-4 lead for the Giants. They go with pitcher number 5 for the bottom of the ninth. He is Bob Howry. He's 0-5 with a 3.54 ERA.
Bob Howry, longtime major leaguer. A White Sox, a Cub. Fastball up around 95 miles an hour.
Now he's coming in for work after giving up runs in 4 of his last 7 appearances. He hit 72 times for the Cubs last year, and joining the Giants over the winter. Pitching a hitless inning in San Francisco against Houston on July 5th. It'll be Chris Coase pinch hitting. 235, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. Batting for Arias through 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 1 hit batter, and 1 strikeout. Howard delivers ball 1. Matt Cada came through with a pinch hit in the 7th inning and scored a run. Coase trying to provide pinch hit number 30 for the Astros this season. Matsui's on deck, Cappinger to follow.
It's like most of the fandom is headed home to try to beat rush hour traffic.
That's understandable. Merkin Valdez is warming up for the Giants. They have an off day tomorrow as well as the Astros.
Big part of Howry's game right there. The power fastball up in the zone.
A 1-2-3 ninth inning on Sunday.
Broke in with the White Sox back in '98. He's 36 years old now.
2-2. Just turned 36 yesterday, in fact. Howry was drafted by the Giants in '94 before he was traded to the Sox in '97. He went to McNeese State.
It's a Danny Darwin deal, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah. When
yeah.
Jerry Reinsdorf got in all that trouble for him when he said the Sox were out of it and trading veterans for prospects.
You're right. It was Howry and Mike Caruso, the shortstop, Keith Folk, the closer. Danny Darwin went the other way. Wilson Alvarez, Hernandez. Strikeout for Howry.
So Bobby, you've got to be old, man. If you got traded for Danny Darwin,
yeah,
man, you're old.
Now, is Danny still a pitching coach for the Dodgers at Double-A?
I believe he's at A-ball.
Okay. Dr. Death. Nolan Ryan used to love calling him Dr. Death.
He's the best.
Kazuo Matsui, he's 1 for 4 with an RBI. Danny got into a few fights.
Yeah, you know, and the thing was, Danny was not as irascible as people thought. And that's why we kind of nicknamed him Dr. Death, because he liked to kind of pretend that he was, and he had this reputation. But he was tough-minded, and he would knock you off the plate.
Yeah. Was it Pedro Guerrero? We got into it with him.
I got into it with Pedro. Got into it with Dave Parker.
Yeah.
And that's the time he called the Reds clubhouse, and they both got ejected. He said, "Hey, if you're going to kick my butt, come and do it now. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder all weekend." We had a great fight with Montreal in the Dome.
Oh, yeah.
And he got swamped by about 8 guys because they had it in for him. We'd gone back and forth with the Expos a couple of times, at least over a year or two period.
Was Spike Owen involved in that?
Yeah, well, Larry Anderson was pitching.
Yeah.
And he threw a slider that spun right over Spike's head. And we'd already, had gone back and forth. So bench was emptied. But when Danny went running off the dugout, about 7 Expos had made a beeline right to Dr. Death. He had his head down, was throwing with everything he had.
Well, remember that they were showing footage of Guillermo Mota hitting Mike Piazza in spring training years ago. Did you happen to see that footage?
I saw the very end of it.
He went running for the dugout. But he wasn't throwing anything. He was taking off.
He was running for cover.
Piazza looked like a crazy man. He just had, his eyes were as big as saucers. He just looked like he had gone out of his mind.
Well, that's what happened with Fielder yesterday with Mota.
Yeah.
He's trying to knock down the clubhouse door. He's going to go take on the whole team.
That could be a little rough.
That reminds me of the Nolan Ryan story, and I know I've told this one a bunch of times, but it's 10-4 in the ninth. When Nolan was with the Angels and they got into it with the Tigers, and Willie Horton challenged their entire dugout to a fight, and nobody moved. Willie was all by himself staring at the Angel dugout.
Here's our Texaco star performer of the game, Eli Whiteside. First Major League homer is a grand slam. That snapped the 3-3 tie in the 6th inning. Made it 7-3 Giants, and that was the dagger going into the Astros today. Gepinger's 1 for 4 with an RBI. All 1 to him. Now, tempers can really flare, especially this time of year.
It will be interesting to see with Danny Darwin's minor league teams if his kids pitch inside more than some others. He's old school, and a lot of people preach knock hitters off the plate, pitch hard in, but not all do it. And some of the Giant players were having some fun with Tim Flannery the other day because it was the anniversary of the big brawl the Padres had with the Braves back in, I think it was '84, when the bench was empty like 3 different times. And I think there were 12 or 13 players ejected. Pascual Perez was in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. 2-1.
Just when things would start to settle down, somebody come flying out of nowhere and whack somebody, and I'll start all over again. It hasn't been as much of that in baseball in recent years.
No.
More preemptive strikes being done by the umpires.
Now Howery keeps throwing down and in here on Keppinger. He's 3-1. Hunter Pence on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes. Astros Live coming up next is presented by MD Anderson. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. The Giants have outscored the Astros in the season series 44-16. Oh, he was trying to hit him. I swear he was. He had a hole at bat and he finally got it. It's hard to sit up here and ascribe intent. I really think he was trying to drill him that hole at bat. Finally got it.
Oh! Because of the Sandoval thing?
I think so.
I think he's a guy who's always been straight with his fastball and was trying to create some movement. But I wouldn't rule it out if I found out he was trying to hit him. But I watched him put the ball in his glove a couple pitches earlier, and it looked like he's trying to. He's always been a guy who's thrown straight 4-seam fastballs, and it looked to me he's trying to make it run. He's trying to experiment with a 2-seamer out there and doesn't really know what he's doing with it.
Well, let's check him out here. Carlos Lee on deck. One ball, 1 strike. 10-4 ball game, bottom of the 9th inning. Howery had struck out the first 2. Goes to Matsui. Line to left field. That's a shot for a 2-run homer for Hunter Pence. And it's 10-6 as Pence hits number 14. 45 runs batted in for Hunter Pence.
Finally got one in the air, hit the ball on the ground. His first 4 times up, infield single, then 3 ground outs before getting that high slider from Howery. Fans are ducking out there.
2-run homer. Now it's 10-6 with Carlos Lee batting. He's 1 for 4. No strike 1. Joe Martinez in line for his 2nd win of the season. Miguel Tejada's on deck. It's 1 ball, 1 strike with Brian Wilson, the closer, now warming up.
Probably out there licking his chops. And boy, Bobby gives up 1 more. I've got a 1-out save opportunity.
Yes. Misses and it's 2-1. This will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Howard. Struck out the first 2, then he kept trying to come inside on Keppinger and hit him with a pitch. Hunter Pence drilled a line drive homer. They stay away from Carlos. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Florida's at Washington tonight with Colorado at Philadelphia. Line drive left field again. Velez over, leaping. Ball kicks back toward the infield. El Caballo heads for second again. His second double. And the fans who have stayed are seeing some Astros hitting here with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. 23 doubles for Carlos Lee.
Bruce Bochy getting a little restless down there in the Giant bullpen. And he's going to make the move.
Yes, he is. He's pulling Howie from this game, bringing in the closer Brian Wilson. Howie got the first 2 outs. Things caved in on him. It's 10-6 San Francisco. Back in a moment. Nice sign, too.
We should sing a song.
We should. Happy birthday to you. Which,
Just hanging in there.
which of the 2 people do you think has the birthday?
Honestly, it looks like it's her birthday.
Okay.
Based on the placement of the sign.
Brian Wilson's 3 and 4. He has 27 saves and 31 opportunities.
Well, not a safe situation here. One more run and it would have been. And it's just kind of like killing a mosquito with an elephant gun. But I credit Bruce Bochy for making the move that he felt was the right move to make and not managing to the statistic as so many do.
Yeah.
He's kind of going on, doesn't he, with the haircut and the
Yes, he
tattoos?
does.
He's like Charlie Sheen in Major League. Kind of a personality out there.
No balls, 2 strikes.
That's I lost a bet haircut there. I'm not sure what he's got working. Reverse mullet.
Wilson was an all-star last year. He had 41 saves, tied for second in the league, and 47 opportunities last year. Out of fouls it. Wilson got save number 27 in the 9th inning Saturday night. But as you mentioned, a 4-run lead here. So he has more working room than he would with a save situation. Wilson has a 1.66 ERA in his last 25 games. Batting average against him during that time is 165.
Well, he's an extreme hard thrower, and he's got that hard downward slider, a la Brad Lidge and former Giant Robbie Nen. There it is.
Cap the second. Sanchez over with the throw to Ishikawa. And the Giants take this series 2-1, dropping the Astros 2 games below 500 at 53 and 55. Final score 10-6 Giants. Stay tuned for Astros Live, presented by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, coming up next.